Hey VC, what's going on? Um, I just saw one of Jeff's recent posts uh, a little while ago, and thought I'd answer his missed decade, lost albums of the '90s type that he's going on. I'm not listening to music right now. I've got NBA basketball, playoff basketball on the TV, and uh, love my basketball, so gotta have that, and enjoying it. But with Derrick Rose out for Chicago, it's just not going to be not going to be as fun. Um, and it's embarrassing to be a Laker fan right now, but because we got a thug factory going on with Ron Artest acting like a dumbass, and now it's Jordan Hill. Oh well. Moving on though to the real purpose for this. I, I ran down 10 albums. There's the um, from the '90s. I've done a '90s video before, so I tried to do some different. Some of the same ones are there, but I tried to change it up a little bit. But I did do I believe I did do an answer to a '90s, one for every year. I think I did that a while ago, but I forget. It's probably on my profile, but I don't have the time to look for it right now. But I did run down some are honorable mentions, and some there's like 5 albums from just 1990. Uh, the Season of the Abyss by Slayer, Rust in Peace by Megadeth, Painkiller by Judas Priest, Razor's Edge by AC/DC, Cowboys from Hell by Pantera. There's Persistence of Time by Anthrax, and that's just 1990. I could go on and on and on. But those are those are examples. But you've got top 10 of the '90s. There's some repeat bands and some repeat years. Like I think I used like I said, 19 albums from 1990 came up a couple times. And it could have happened a lot, but I tried to do things differently. I could have gone a little bit crazy on the Slayer stuff, but I kept that down. But I'll get to it. Um, First up, top 10, Christina Aguilera. This is a half joke, half serious. For one, I was big into this type of stuff back then. For one, this is what I was listening to. And, but I mean, I put her in over Britney Spears because she's the better singer. Um, but of course, not all of these on my list that I'm going to show are stuff that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. They're just it's my list, like my second attempt at a top 10 of the '90s. So, um, but at number 9, Cannibal Corpse, Butchered at Birth. My favorite uh, Cannibal album, and my introduction to the band. Not a big death metal fan, and again, not um, only will recommend this to someone that's into really heavy death metal and looking for you know music to kill by type of a thing. Um, but definitely, um, definitely a favorite from them, and one of my favorite album covers of all time. I know it's really sick to say, but um, I dig this kind of stuff as artwork only. I have to stress that. Next up, there's another Cannibal Corpse, probably their best album that they've released to date, Tomb of the Mutilated from '92. Unfortunately, I still haven't been able to crack the seal on Torture because one, I haven't had the time with a lot of school stuff going on, and my dad's not a big fan of death metal, and so he's got to be out the house when I spin that, and I just haven't had an opportunity. Um, let's see, that's 9, 10. So this is number 7, Razor's Edge, AC/DC. Don't have it on vinyl, unfortunately. Um, big bucks. Um, so I kind of gotta, you know, kind of hold off. Would love to have this on vinyl. And let's see, 10, 7. This is number 6, I think. I'm sorry, I'm losing track here, but I'm just kind of, a little scatterbrained today, I guess. Rust in Peace, Megadeth. Um, Not my introduction to them, not my favorite album. My favorite is Peace Sells, but Who's Buying? Because that's what I heard first. But definitely this album has recognition for them, for the genre, and for the 90s, because this was at the apex of thrash metal, and then was, followed with the Clash of the Titans, the legendary tour that launched Alice in Chains. Um, but definitely this is a landmark standout of the 90s. This is the only album of its type. I didn't really want to include a lot of greatest hits and everything because they're greatest hits album, but this is an album I had to include because it was very influential on my music taste, period, and during the 90s also. Baddest of George Thorogood. Just, you know, top to bottom, every song on this is absolutely great, and so definitely had to include it. No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. This is an original release that I did take some time to search for it because all that was really readily available are the numerous reissues in multicolored vinyl with T-shirts, which was really cool. But I like originals, one for the collectors, and I do believe that these sound better. Um, however, um, modern pressings from RTI are really good stuff. Uh, they did the Slayer box set, Vinyl Conflict, and they also did, I believe they also did that Disturbed box set, but we'll find out. Um, uh, I ordered it, so I'll know when it gets here. As I mentioned earlier, Cowboys from Hell by Pantera. Not their first release, but the release that blew them up into the stratosphere. My introduction to them, my favorite album. So that has to be there at number 3. These last two will be familiar. I've shown one of them. I've shown at least twice, and one I've shown many times. REM at a Time. Probably my first memory of hearing recorded music. All the way back, what is it, 21 years ago now, something like that, some ridiculous number. Um, you know, belting this out, sitting in the front seat of my dad's car, sitting on the floor of the living room, just bugging, my mom and everything. And so, yeah, that has to be there. And then my number one of the 90s, no surprise, Seasons by Slayer. and definitely, um, definitely of the studio releases in the '90s, definitely the favorite, uh, my personal favorite from them. Top to bottom, absolutely solid. It's heavy, it's fast, it's got the slower tempo, so there's a nice mix. Definitely a it's a nice transition after South to Heaven going a little bit slower, and there's a nice mix to speed it up. Um, I don't really have a favorite track on here because everything is really good. But probably, you know, Temptation, Born of Fire, those really good heavy guitar riffs. But I mean the whole thing, uh, top to bottom. Uh, I know I'm losing light, so I gotta wrap this up. Um, but there you go, Jeff. There's my top 10 from the '90s. See ya.